All right, we have a quick message from your CEO. Please welcome up Mr. Darren Jensen.
Woo! Hello, Lifevantage. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear me now? All right. Considering the storm that we have going on, I've got to do a couple of audibles. If you're not into sports, that means a couple of changes. So, I've got a few notes here. Let me pull them up. So today, based on the meetings that we've had with Disney and with some of the state officials, they're asking that we end this meeting tonight at 5. Okay? So, I know. So Eric's got it. And their main concern is those of you that are not staying on the property, they're trying to get the roads closed. So all Disney theme parks, everything's closing at 5. And they'd like people off the road. So if you're not staying here in this property, after the meeting, please go back to to the hotel that you're at as soon as possible. The next thing, we're going to move the elite reception that was scheduled, I think we announced for 6:30. We're moving that even earlier. And we're going to move it to 5:30, okay? So 5:30 tonight is the elite reception in the Fiesta Ballroom, just down the hallway. So please, if you're one of our elites, please join us there, 5:30. And the hotel will be serving meals, the boxed lunches that we've talked about. We need all of you, and that's over here in the restaurant area. Everyone needs to get at least 3 of those meals for tomorrow. We don't know how long we're going to be in there, in our rooms, probably all day, so why not have a bunch of food? Am I right? Get some food, get some snacks, get some water, and then just hang out in your room. And that will be, make sure you have about 3 of them. They're going to be serving those meals, they tell us, until 10 o'clock tonight. Please don't go in at 10 o'clock. Last thing we want is like 2,000 people to walk in at 10 o'clock at night. So please do it, as you can this evening, go get those meals. And then what we've been doing also is looking at the schedule for Saturday. And we're going to begin at 9 a.m. as scheduled. But we've lengthened it out on Saturday. We're going to pick up another hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then we've compressed it so that everyone scheduled to speak will still be speaking, and you'll get the entire show on Saturday. Is that good? So everyone, enjoy the rest of the day. We look forward to seeing the elites at the elite reception tonight. Be safe tomorrow. Practice, as Eric's saying. Have a wonderful day, and be safe. That's our first priority. We want to make sure that everybody is safe. Okay, and have a good day. Thank you.
Darren Jensen, everybody. Come on, give it up. Okay, one thing I got to talk about. I need to yell at you guys for a minute. Is that okay? I'm a little bit shocked because I speak all over the world, and no one in the world is able to make a claim about their nutritional product. They're not allowed to. They can't make a claim. They can't say it does this, can't say it does that. They do it anyway, many of them, and they get in trouble. You see what most drugs, when they're advertised on television, they show some happy person frolicking in a meadow somewhere while they're saying this could kill you and this could result in death and this could be terrible and most people die and consult your physician and every other thing in the world while they're dancing with the butterflies. Watch the next one, that's all it is. People looking in each other's eyes, dancing with butterflies, and this could kill you. The message is the consumer doesn't care. If there's a chance this can help, I'm interested. They don't care about all these disclaimers. So around the world, everybody in the world has to deal with that reality. Except you! product that is clinically proven to extend life. And it's the only one on earth that can make that claim in a supplement. And you guys are like, fantastic, and just don't tell anybody. It's unbelievable. I think since that study has come out, I've seen it once on social media. Once. You talk about I have a great plan. You don't make that claim. I'm not seeing it anywhere. Telling your family. As soon as I heard that, and understand, I have to make a disclaimer here. I'm Switzerland, right? Inside network marketing. I'm not saying that this company is better than any other company. I'm saying that this is an advantage. I use network marketing products from probably 20 companies. Okay? I'm a fan of network marketing. Not out of obligation because there's great products in our business. But the moment I heard that it extends life, I'm like, done, I'm taking it forever. So you need to get a little louder. In my opinion, you're hiding your biggest asset. You have the ability to say all this stuff without saying, and it might kill you. And you consult your doctor and all this stuff. All you have to do is say, here's a clinical study, you take a look at it. 7% for men, 3% for women, you just decide. Done and done. Easy decision, right? So, get a little louder. You have a huge advantage in being able to do that in a regulatory environment when most shouldn't and can't because they don't have the clinical data to back it up. Okay? So who's going to get a little louder? Come on. In general, I would recommend that you get a little louder. Keep it within the guidelines. You don't need to overstep. You don't need to, the problem we have inside of network marketing. Here's the problem. I'm not going to say, we lie. No, we just flat out lie. He said embellish. No, it's not embellish. What do we say every day? It's easy. Is it easy? No, but we say it. We'll say it to the next prospect. It's easy. All you got to do is share. Guess what, folks? We sell. We sell. You can call it sharing if you want. If you want that selling technique, that's fine. But we sell. We sell ideas, we sell products, we sell an opportunity, we sell each other on the value that we have in the world. We're selling a compensation structure, we're selling an idea. You're selling. Deal with it. It's okay. No, but I just love the product. Fine, if you really love the product, sell more. I just want more people to be able to enjoy it. Well, then build a bigger network. You can only reach so many people by yourself. You really care about spreading the message of this product around the world? Build a bigger network. Person builds a bigger network is going to win. Versus you being super person out there. No, I just want to get customers. All that's saying is, no, I'm scared out of my mind to grow a network. And being a business person is outside of my personal brand of what I think about myself, so I'm just going to hide behind this product. I get fired up every once in a while. We tell all these stories. No, it's easy. It's easy. It might be simple, but simple's hard. It's easy to complicate things, right? Let's deal with this volunteer army of people who got in with terrible expectations. We lead people to believe that this is going to be the easiest thing they've ever done in their life. They come in and go, wow, they told me, I haven't seen that. Product sells itself. Does the product sell itself? Nope. If the product sold itself, they wouldn't need you. They just put the product out there and let it sell itself. What else do we tell people? For most, we make crazy claims about the products. Magical cures. Be careful with the word cure. Right? Because that can't live up. Most of this is just a big expectation game. So people get involved with these expectations that were unrealistic. Come on in, make money immediately. Share with a few people, and who knows, maybe it'll turn into a hurricane of activity. That's what we lead people to believe. Kick the snowball off the mountain, maybe you'll get rich. Maybe you get something for nothing. Come on in, try it out. We want people so bad. We want my friend to get involved so bad that sometimes we'll say anything. We're that guy in the bar. No, I really like you for your mind. We're that guy. It's true. We're that cheap date, you know? Versus building a relationship with people. Versus growing something real. What has more credibility? This is easy. Just get in, share it with a few people. I'll do all the work. It's no problem. It's magic beans. Or, this is hard. It's entrepreneurial. Not everybody succeeds, but the one who have the desire and the ability to learn and grow, this is a way for you to start with a small investment and use sweat equity in order to be able to build something. Which one has more credibility? First or the second? Second. So why do we still say the first all the time, every day? This desperate sales talk. Versus, come on. This is hard. It's hard. And you know what? You might not make it. Not everybody does. This is entrepreneurial waters. This isn't a job. You want a job? Go apply someplace. This is an entrepreneurial business. This will give you a support system that other entrepreneurial choices won't give you. You can start with a smaller price of entry, but if you earn a penny, you're going to have earned it all, right? You're going to be underpaid for a significant period of time while you're building yourself a business. We say that more, we win. And if somebody told you both of those stories, which one are you going to listen to more? Which one are you going to respect more? You get these people who join, half of them join just because you said, come on in. Just come on in, be my friend. Come on in, be my friend, I'll help you. And we wonder why we got these zeros next to our printouts, you know, our back office looks like a bunch of, you know, you got a downline that doesn't fork, you know, it's just like, you know, the people you brought in and that's it. Anybody struggle with duplication? Anybody have this issue? Trying to figure out how do I get, you know, somebody else to do something. I did everything. People I signed up, I signed them all up. People they signed up, I signed them all up. You don't have anybody? All right, I'll give you one. Feel better? No? Okay, I'll give you another one. It's terrible. I spent 3 years doing that, my first 3 years. It was awful. Rebuilding my organization, rebuilt it 7 times. Built it up, fell apart. Built it up, fell apart. Built it up, fell apart. 7 times! You know the only reason I didn't quit? I had no place to go. And that's the truth. You know the reason why most of you aren't succeeding in network marketing? Because you don't have to. Best gift I could give you if you really want to be successful here in this business, best gift I could give you is close every other door of financial opportunity. What if you could only eat from the income derived from your network marketing business and no other place? What would happen? Everything good would happen. But since you have all these other options, you know, I was not even a college dropout. I mean, I went to one trimester of college. I have a 2.0 GPA, by the way. 8 credits, 8. Started with 16, found you could drop classes, they didn't care. Awesome. And all these jobs, where am I gonna go? Back to Denny's? Grand Slam breakfast? You know, that's where I was. As a waiter, working at Denny's. Am I gonna go back to manual labor? Those were my options. Manual labor or food service. Those were my options. Or do this. So my options were pretty small. I didn't have a lot of options that you guys have. When the going gets tough, you say, well, I'll just go back and work on my business a little bit more. I'll be fine. Maybe I'll crack the code somewhere down the road. We'll see. Maybe this thing isn't for me. The hardest thing for me, I would tell you, the toughest time for me. I'll tell you a quick story. There's different kinds of recognition. You guys are going to have a recognition thing this weekend, right? Yeah. At the recognition, there's different kinds of recognition. Do you know this? How many people, this is your first convention? Awesome, welcome. Fun stuff, right? There's different kinds of recognition, just so you know. There's stand up, sit down recognition. Hey, if you're at this level, stand up. Hey, and they sit down. That's one level. Okay? Then there's another level, which is stage recognition, but it's what's called fast walk. Okay, here's what it is. They ask all the people who got to this rank, come on over here. And you get to walk like this. Hi, everybody. And you get your pin, and they hand your pin, and off you go. Fast walk recognition. Then there's slow walk recognition, where you stop, and you get a photo. Right? Then there's the big kahuna recognition. Get the big oversized checks and the flowers and the big pin, the photo, and you get to say a few words. I got the first chance, I went to my first convention, I saw the big kahunas go up on stage, and they got the flowers and the tears and the thanking the team, and I immediately wrote my speech. You know? Here's what I'm gonna say. When I get up there, it's gonna be amazing. And I looked at those people just in awe. They were awesome, right? So then I went home, and life got in the way. And I crawled along. I was okay, but I wasn't succeeding really. And then I got motivated to go back to the next convention, because I was taught to never miss an event, so I never did. Didn't matter if it was a hurricane, didn't matter whatever, I was gonna be there, okay? So I went to the next convention, and this time I'm not sitting quite up front. You know, the first time I was waiting out for 2 hours before the event started so I could be right up front. And then the next time I'm back a little bit. I'm still taking notes. I get re-inspired. And then the recognition comes. I do the stand-up, sit down. Yeah. I still don't even get the fast walk. I watch all this thing and I get re-inspired. Come back to the third one. And now it starts to hurt a little. You know, because I'm like, I'm starting to compare myself to other people that started when I did, and they're walking across the stage and I wasn't. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but it's not fun. Yeah. So I'm walking, you know, I'm watching all this stuff, and I'm like, come back to the fourth one, and now it's painful. And now I've become a little cynical. I'm sitting in the back, going, you know, come on, I came here for training. I have to sit through this selfie fest. Train me. I need to learn how to get up there. I don't need to see any more of these people. This clown, watch this one. He's going to cry in 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tears. Told you. And I started to believe that maybe this wasn't for me. You know, maybe there was a cap on me, but maybe there was only so far I could go. Maybe I wasn't meant for this. Maybe I wasn't entrepreneurial. Clearly something's wrong. This is a couple of years now. Something's wrong. I've been back to, you know, we did 3 of these a year. I've come back to 6 of them now. And I started to wonder. And I hit the lowest part of my career. I was almost done. I really was. I mean, I was comparing myself to other people, which was a very dangerous thing to do. I was watching other people succeed, and I was pissed off that I wasn't doing the same. And two things happened in back-to-back events. They told us if we got to a certain level, that it would be a really good thing. And I was at quite a high level in the company, but not making that much money. And if I got to this level, I could maybe do it, but it would be a push. I still hadn't had any speech money or anything else, but I decided to go for that level, and I didn't make it. I was this far away from making that goal. You ever made how many people have ever said, I'm going to get to this next rank by that next convention, or I'm not going? Anybody? That's a really bad thing to say, by the way. But if you say I'm going to get to that next rank, or I'm going to force myself to bring 10 more people, or something. Come up with a different alternative than punishing yourself and robbing your career. But I made that, and I didn't make it, and the people who got there got this huge benefit, and I was just depressed and doubting myself. And I went to the last convention before it changed my life, and I went and I decided that I came with a bad attitude, and I came looking for an excuse to quit. Just somebody look at me funny. Somebody, hurt my feelings. Somebody, I just needed somebody to give me an out so I could walk out of here with my head held up reasonably. And it was at that event that I decided, I made the decision to go pro. I just decided, you know what? I'm going to walk away from systems and luck and timing and positioning and all that stuff, and I'm just going to work on skills, and I'm going to forget about the money. I'm going to forget about the rank. I'm going to forget about leveling up. I'm going to forget about that next pin. I'm going to forget about the dollars. I'll survive. I always have. I'm going to forget about the dollars, and I'm just going to focus on the skills, only the skills. And I'm going to put those skills into practice, not just in theory. And that changed my life. The skills did. The skills gave me an out. The skills finally started to create a future for me. Working on the skills more than anything else. And making that decision to go pro. Well, I'm really going to go pro, because what went through my mind is if I go pro, and if I learn the skills, and if I become world class, they have to put me on the stage. They have to give me that time. They'll ask me, please, would you? Versus me begging, can I get up there? Which is what I've been doing for 3-4 years. And it didn't take long. After you make that decision, it doesn't take long. You'd be surprised. Once you make that decision, you really work on those skills, it doesn't take very long. It took me like 3 years. Within 3 years, I was at $1 million a year in income. From just barely scraping by. Why? Because of the skills. And guess what? When I was 29, I got invited up to do the big talk. Some of you might have heard it. Have you heard that talk? I'm going to the talk. 29 years old, you hear my voice. It's a much higher voice. My 29-year-old voice giving a talk in front of 14,000 people. They invited me up. I do a 12-minute talk, tore the roof off the place. I practiced for 90 days. I mapped it out. I wrote it out word for word. I rehearsed it 1,000,000 times. And I killed it. And in that moment, I became somebody, not only to the profession, but to myself. And I started to walk into rooms different. I started to act different. I started to carry myself different. So what I'm telling you is this. If you'll make the decision, the world will get out of the way. If you'll make the decision, you can go all the way to the top. If you'll make the decision to go pro, everything good will happen for you. And I've learned through this life of mine and my own experience watching lots of other people that there are different stages of existence in this life. One stage is crisis. Crisis. People can get addicted to crisis. How many people know somebody that's addicted to drama, addicted to crisis? If they don't have it, they'll make some. Addicted to it. And then there's another line, survival. And what happens between survival and crisis is, let's say you're surviving right now, and then you hit crisis and you got to have $300 or your phone's going to get turned off. What have you done every time that's happened? You figured it out. You got right back to survival. Whoop. You're a student. You don't study, you don't study, you don't study, you don't study. Night before the test. Oh my gosh, I better study. You cram for the test. Whoop. Right back. Right? You have a deadline at work. You ignore it, you ignore it, you ignore it, you ignore it. Oh, I can't ignore it anymore. I got the deadline. Whoop. You solve it. And this journey between survival and crisis is where most people live their lives. Do just enough to survive, and as soon as you do, because you don't have external consequences, you take your foot off the gas, and you go right back to crisis, which is what you're comfortable with and what everybody else is doing. And all the stories you tell each other are all about crisis and survival. Here's what's happening, or here's what happened at work, here's what's going on. No, I gotta do this, otherwise, or else. So they live in this drama-filled world, this little zone that is meant for the people who decide to play small. Most people just do it by habit. But there's another line called success. Now, when you had to get that $300 or your phone was going to get turned off, you could have continued and got the next $300. But most people choose not to. See, down here, crisis is an external consequence. It's like the phone company doesn't care about you, they're just going to turn your phone off. They're not going to negotiate with you, they're just going to turn your phone off. It's a consequence. So you have to deal with the consequence, right? So we've been trained our whole life, do what's necessary to avoid the consequence. So we live between survival and crisis. But to go to success, that's voluntary. Nobody's going to force you to go to success. Nobody's going to force you to go to the top in this company. Nobody's going to force you to live up to your potential. Nobody's going to force you to get 50 customers. Nobody's going to force you to build a business outside of your local city. Nobody's going to force you to face your fears. Nobody's going to force you to become a leader. Nobody's going to force you to quit that job. Nobody's going to force you to go where you want to go. You have to decide to. That's a decision. That's why the reasons you're doing this are so important. Why? When we opened up today's talking about why are you doing this? Those reasons are so important. They need to be strong enough to pull you in the direction of your purpose. So you might, once you flex this muscle, you might still fall back down to survival every once in a while. But you're not going to go to crisis anymore. Survival is going to feel like crisis to you. It's going to feel uncomfortable to you once you graduate. See what I mean? The line's going to move up. You're not meant here anymore. You've graduated away from that. So it's just a road less traveled up here. You still might bounce between it. But this is driven by internal reasons. And many times these are personal, internal reasons. And then there's another line. Significance. You know what this is driven by? Contribution. Helping others. Not just yourself. Helping others. And once you lock in here with this significance, and you focus on helping others, you start focusing on contribution, not just your own personal survival, not just your own personal bills, not your own paying off the house, whatever. You start focusing on significance, contribution. This becomes a magnet. This will pull your actions many times more than your own personal reasons. This will pull you to this next level. You talk about the people super successful. I mean, success here, you can get to $1 million a year in network marketing and just stay in this zone. You want to move behind it? You want to change 1 million people's lives? It's going to move here, I promise. It has to. So you think about where it gets for my super successful friends, the people that I hang out with. Success itself feels like crisis when it's just about them. You know what makes me happy today? 2 things: growth and contribution. If I'm growing and I'm contributing to the lives of others, I'm happy. If I'm not doing both of those things, I'm restless. In other words, if I'm growing but I'm not contributing, I don't feel all the way. Or if I'm contributing but I'm not growing, I don't feel completely fulfilled. I'm addicted to both. Personal growth and contribution. And what I want to ask you, and as you think about this, think about where you're at right now. If you're between survival and crisis, Lisa, which is where you're at, right? There's a choice. You know, that's not a bed for you to sleep in, between survival and crisis. That's not the hammock for you to lay in. That's for something you to leave crisis behind. And survival needs to start feeling like crisis for you. And then success will start feeling like crisis for you. And it's okay. People join this business for 2 different reasons: inspiration or desperation, right? Sometimes those people inspire to change the world, to help others, whatever. I admire those people, but I wasn't one of them. I needed to pay the bills. I needed to take care of my family, right? I just needed to do better and get out of my zone that I was in. So I did that first. And I found that once I got to that success level, it wasn't enough, and it never is. When it's personal. When it becomes about contribution, it becomes something completely different. So the reason why I'll come here today and invest in this is just for us to be able to create new life. Right? So when you go out, you're going to pay it forward and pay it forward and pay it forward. That's what allows me to feel a sense of contribution in the world. That's why I do what I do. Okay, so think about that as how it impacts your life and what's drawing you. If you're only reacting when crisis happens in your business, somebody leaves your organization, or some line quits, goes to another company, and that's when you decide to start working with the team a little bit more. You know what I mean? If you're driven by consequences, you got to examine that versus being driven by purpose. What's pulling you? And it's okay for you to take care of your family. It's okay for all that stuff. And the good news, why it's okay to go take care of your family? Because you can't take care of your family inside of this company without helping a lot of people. So contribution's already built in. You take contribution to another level, you go to significance, far beyond success. Okay? So understanding this, if you've been wired between crisis and survival, you need to let go of that today. And you need to go get do the extra thing when you don't have to. Make the extra presentation when nobody's requiring you to. Do what's necessary, because once you get to significance, rank becomes irrelevant. Up until then, when it's just all about success, it's all about rank. For a good portion of my life, I was driven on rank. And then I stopped competing with other people and I started only competing with myself. And decided just to be a better self tomorrow than I was today. That's it. Let go of all that other stuff. Congratulate somebody else on their success. Before, I had a hard time doing that. See somebody ramping past me, going past me, I feel like a loser. It made me so mad. I try and find little flaws in them, say, well, yeah, but did you know they don't like dogs? Or whatever. You can get petty, at least I could. Another thing I need you to understand, I might have shown this to you before, but I'm going to show you again. 3 different ways people live in this world. One group are the pessimists. Pessimists are a special group. As a general rule, the pessimists think things are going to get better or worse. Worse. And how often are they accurate? Well, pretty often. They're kind of proud of it. You know, the proud pessimist told you the national debt was going to 20 trillion. Told you I was going to lose my job. Told you. Right? They're always kind of proud of their predictions. Kind of goes down to here. You know, that's where they are. They go down. The second group are the realists. Lots of those people in the world. Lots of those people in this room. Tons of them in this room. Guess what realists care about? What other people think. They're driven by it. It's their fuel. Approval of others is absolutely like oxygen to them. If they get disapproval, they just are unhappy. So they really need approval. So if a person needs approval a lot, if it's their lifeblood, how high do they set their goals? Not very high, because if they set it too high, what's going to happen? They're going to get some disapproval. People are going to think less of them. If they ever miss a goal, it's like disaster. So they'll set the high jump bar at 6 inches and jump over and say, I did it. Thank you very much. Person says, hey, nice job. Well done. The hero of the realist is the turtle. They say the turtle and the rabbit. Gotta understand the law of the turtle and the rabbit. Rabbit goes out there, runs, gets distracted, gets off track. Guess who wins? The turtle. The turtle is the hero of the realist. But ladies and gentlemen, that's a fairy tale. In real life, in entrepreneurship, guess what happens with the turtle? It gets run over by a truck. The turtle is not the hero. The turtle is the victim. Don't think slow and steady wins the race. It doesn't. Slow and steady will starve you to death in network marketing. The realist says, well, if I just recruit one person a month, and I teach everybody in my team to just recruit one person a month, I'm going to have over 4,000 people on my team after 12 months. Wonderful. Sounds fantastic. Show me one person ever in history that's done it. 0. Not 1. Oh. So the realist sets big goals or small goals? Small. How many times do they hit them? Pretty often. Guess what's important? To the realist, words like integrity. I have integrity. I hit my goal. Being a man or woman of their word, told you I was going to do it, and I did it. When I say I'm going to do something, you can write it in blood. Consider it done. It's over. It is finished. Let it be written. Let it be done. All right. Third group are the visionaries. This is a weirdo group of people. This is a strange group. Visionaries. Now, visionaries don't care what other people think. At all. Not even a little. They just don't care. They say, here's where I'm at, and here's where I'm going. And I'm going to get there fast. I don't care what you say. Now, how many times does a visionary hit their goal? Almost never. They're almost always reaching. They're almost always short. They're failing all the time. Richard Branson, one of the most iconic entrepreneurs in the world, he's come to speak at our Recruiting Mastery event this year. Richard Branson has had 100 companies file bankruptcy. 100. And he says, opportunities just keep coming, they just keep coming down the road. There's another one. There's always going to be another one. Let's keep going. There's another. Let's keep going. There's another. Same thing with you with prospects. Keep going. There's another prospect. There's another prospect. There's another prospect. Another distributor. Another distributor. We'll see who's going to do it. We'll see who's not. The equivalent in our business is him signing up 500 distributors and 100 of them quitting. He just started 500 companies and 100 of them went bankrupt. It's no different. It's a different scale. He's a billionaire because of it. So visionaries don't hit their goal. They get here. They stretch and stretch and stretch. As hard as they get to this mark. Now, based upon sheer results, pessimist, realist, visionary, which results would you prefer to have? Pessimist, realist, or visionary? Visionary. Easy answer, right? Who wants to be a visionary? Raise your hands, please. No, you don't. You think you do. It's hard to be a visionary. It's hard to be a visionary. It is not an easy battle to be a visionary. You know why? I'll tell you why. 99% of people are over here, and all they focus on is what you didn't do. That's all they do is talk about the goal that you missed and the challenge that you failed at. 99%, it means 1 out of 100. 99 people are telling you you're nuts. 99 people are telling you you're wrong. 99 people are telling you you're crazy. 99 people are telling you that you're on the wrong path, that you're not worthy, you don't deserve this. Don't you know that you got physical ailments that should be causing you not to make these crazy goals? What are you, crazy? You're an artist, you're not an entrepreneur. All the time, constantly. It never stops. And it's hard. It's hard to stay a visionary in the face of this nonsense. Really hard. And it's lonely. And I'll never forget, I'll tell you one quick story about what happened to me. I was working this is after I decided to go pro. I went to that conference, 3.5 years in. I'm building a business. I'm kind of running the market in Minneapolis. And I'm going, right? Things are happening. Not as fast as I want, but it's happening. And I decided to be visionary after deciding to go pro. After I went to that conference and said, I'm going to do it. So I just decided, I'm going to have big goals. Next week we're going to have 200 people at our weekly meeting on Tuesday night. We'd have 80. Next week we're going to have 300. We'd have 82. You know what I mean? All the time, whatever it is. We're bringing 1,000 people to convention. Let's put together a game plan to make it happen. And we'd have 220. Whatever. All kinds of big, big goals we never hit. And I never stopped, right? And I had a guy, we had this little converted real estate office in Minneapolis. And his name was Dennis. He came into the office one day. He said, Eric, can I talk to you privately? He said, can I talk to you? I said, sure. He said, privately, probably good. I said, okay. So we go into the office, close the door. He says, you're not going to like what I have to tell you. And I'm like, all right. He said, Eric, you're kind of a joke to everybody in the organization. Did you know that everybody laughs at you when you're behind your back? Every time you walk out of the room, they roll their eyes and they burst out into laughter. Did you know that? I'm like, no. Well, they do. Did you know that they apply Eric math to everything that you say? Which means they divide it by 2, and they divide it by 2 again, and they say that's about what it's going to be, ha, ha, ha. He said, son, You have no character. You have no integrity. You're not a man of your word. I want to be a man of my word. So I was like, wow. So it starts going through my mind, and he keeps going. He said, you don't need to be a punchline, kid. He said, I spent my whole adult life working in the corporate world. Guess what really matters? Being a person of your word. Guess what really matters? That people can trust that what you say is going to happen happens. Guess what really matters, kid? Sometimes you've got to be able to just suck up your pride and set some realistic goals. Because these are too big. People lose the faith with these big goals. Sometimes they need something more attainable. Slow and steady wins the race. You don't need to be this crazy rabbit rolling around. He didn't say the rabbit part, but he said the rest. And I'm like, wow, okay. That's a hard conversation, right? That's not fun. It's just like, and part of me, the people pleaser in me, the unworthy person in me, was going, well, I want people to like me. Maybe I should. Being likable is important, right? Probably. It seems like it would be. I don't want people offended. I don't want people he also said people quit the business because of you. Did you know that? You and your big goals and all that stuff scared people off. And what went through my mind was this. And it seemed like it took a long time, but it really only took about 10 seconds. He said, son, just set your goal to here. You can hit this, you hit it every time. If you'll put it here, Eric, then you'll be a man of your word. If you put it here, then you'll have a character. If you put it here, then you'll have integrity. If you put it here, you'll be a leader. Now you're just a joke. And what went through my mind was, well, my experience was if I set my goal here, I'll probably end up here. That's been my whole life experience. And then if I listen to them again, because I got to please the opinions of others, I got to make other people more comfortable, I got to not rattle the cage, don't make waves, then I lower it down to here, and then I don't even hit that. It wouldn't take long, that pretty soon I move over here with this other comfortable group. And if I stay there long enough, I'm going to move over here with Dennis, the guy that sat me down and had this conversation with me. And because I didn't want to live here, that was the end of this road, I said, Dennis, thank you for your comments. I appreciate that might have been uncomfortable to share, and thank you for being honest with me. And I have heard what you said, and I have taken it to heart. And my conclusion is, you're right, I've been playing too small. I need to think bigger. I need to think bolder. I need to set bigger goals. And if that makes people uncomfortable, so be it. They can find another place where they dream smaller dreams. We're going to dream big dreams around here. We're going to believe big in other people around here. And if that makes you uncomfortable, Dennis, it's all right. If you need to go do your own thing, wherever you need to do it. But the only change I'm going to do is I'm going to get bigger. And I did. And I will tell you, today I'm still playing small. Today, I'm still playing small, and so are you. So are you. I mean, you have dumbed yourself down to make other people uncomfortable. And the world is not served by you playing below your potential. You've got so much more in you. You've got so much more talent and ability and desire and hopes and dreams and wisdom in you. And to make other people feel comfortable, you hide it. to make other people not be intimidated, you hide it. So stop hiding it. Step into what you're capable of doing, okay? Who's ready to step into their capability inside of this business? Yeah? This changed everything for me. It changed everything. Because then I just said, you know what? I walked into every room and said, I'm looking for dreamers. I'm looking for somebody who want to go big. I'm looking for people who are tired of playing small. And I decided if I use that energy and I got right in their face and say, you know, I'm going to go big. I'm looking for somebody to go with me. Are you in or are you out? He's in. That's all I need to know. Hey, we'll figure out all the details. Brian, you want to go? You want to run? Let's run. But let's not play small. This is not small ball. This isn't the little kid's game. We're going to go hard. We're going to go big. We're going to make this happen. Okay? We're going to change lives, and we're going to create a culture of us. If it's just the three of us to start, we're going to create a culture of greatness. We're going to create a culture of vision. We're going to create a culture of contribution in the world where we're constantly growing. We're constantly pushing each other. And I wanted to ask both of you to do me a favor as we start. If you see me playing small, you get right in my face and say, stop it. The world's not served by you playing small. Right? See what I'm saying? That became my energy. That's where the income took off. Because I'm looking for winners. You know, I'm looking not for people who, I don't believe in winners or losers. I believe in people who decide to play a losing game. But I'm looking for people who decide they want to win. Let's go. You hear me? I like his name badge. Calvin Go Hard Richard. But the world will try and tell you to play smaller. The world will try and tell you to make them more comfortable. No. Just lead them along. Baby steps. Baby steps. The world's not interested in baby steps. I went to Disney last night. All of humanity dumped into that park. 11 o'clock at night. Oh. It's a small world and a long line, I'll tell you. 11 o'clock at night, 75-minute wait to get on a ride. Are you kidding me? You know why? People are bored out of their minds. They're looking for something to inspire them. They're looking for a challenge. They're looking for somebody to believe in them. They're looking for something to capture their imagination, their heart, their soul, their spirit. They're willing to walk around in 90-degree, 95% humidity. Long lines, crying kids, just to be able to feel something. Darren gave me some statistics I want to share with you that I think are really cool. One statistic in particular I want to talk about because I want to give you some strategy to do it. There's some big data. Darren and I are both big fans of numbers, data, right? I love them so much. There's a category inside of, there's some reporting organizations in our profession that report on the number of people that never recruit anybody, number of people recruit 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10 or more. And the category that they talk about is a super recruiter category, which is 10 or more lifetime. And in their categorization, this is over hundreds of companies, in their categorization, if you recruit 10 or more people lifetime, you're in this group. Okay? How many people have recruited 10 or more in your lifetime? So a good, very big percentage of you here in this room. So that doesn't seem like a super recruiter category to me, but I suppose if you take the numbers, a lot of people join just for the product, all that stuff, that's fine. But in this 10 plus category, the super recruiter category, what they found is, if 1% of the distributors in an organization, in any organization, 1 out of 100 are in this category, they've done 10 or more, the super recruiter category, 1% or less, then the organization is in decline. It's going backwards. If it's 2%, the organization is neutral. Not really growing, not really declining. If it's 3%, solid double-digit growth. And if it's 4% or more, momentum. Right? So once you understand this is a great number to know and to use. I know Darren's philosophy is to drive that number as high as humanly possible. He knows what his number is, probably can't share it with you. But it's a healthy number, but under your potential, far below your potential. I believe this organization, with the tools that you have, the capability you have, the leadership that you have, the company structure that you have, you should be able to do 5% plus. And when you do, it's bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay? Now, how many people in this room have not recruited 10 or more people in your career with Lifevantage? Raise your hands, please. Keep your hands up. Now, keep your hands up. Would it surprise you to know that every single one of you could do that in the next 30 days? How many people would be surprised to know that? You can do it. Every one of you. We're going to start with Lisa here, right? Next 30 days, 10 people. Okay? Now I can prove it to you. Want me to prove it to you? Every one of you can do it. I can prove it. 100%. How many people think I need to give you some training, teach you how? I don't. No training. You don't need any training, Andre. You got this. Have you done it yet? Have you recruited 10 or more? How many have you recruited? 1? 5 on product, 1 on distribution. Okay, you want 10? Only been 2 months, that's fine, but we're going to help him get into the 3rd month. But we don't need to apologize for that little measly thing you just did. Don't let him off the hook. I thought you said go hard. What's the go hard about it? Oh, he's been in 2 months. Give him a break. No! Come on, Andre. Let's get it. All right, I'm going to give you proof. If, let's just say we live in an alternate universe, just for a moment. And different rules apply, and the wrong people get elected into public office. And let's say God signed off on this. God said, you know what, I'm tired of watching Cam play small. I'm tired of it. Either he's going to play big or I'm taking him home. And let's say, here's the rule. You got to recruit 10 people by the end of October, or they're going to take you behind the building and shoot you. It's over. Let's just assume that's real for a moment. What's the date today? 6th. You got, what do you got, 25 days? Halloween might be really scary. If this was true, how many people would, one other criteria, you couldn't go tell anybody, please sign up, otherwise they're going to kill me. If you did that, if you spilled the beans, then they shoot you right away. Okay. You couldn't force anybody to do it, and you had to do it voluntarily through the process. How many people would figure out a way to do it? Show of hands. How many people say, nope, that's too much, it's too painful, I'm not going to do it? Nobody. 0. 100% would do it. How much training would you need, Andre? 0. None. How long would you take to get started? Yeah, if this was true, the room would be empty. Wouldn't need me anymore. They'd be out finding people in a hurricane. Sit down. We gotta talk. You might not make it through this anyway. Give me your credit card. Right? So let's say, Lisa, to give you another example. You got three kids and 2 grandkids? Yeah. What if you figured out a way to sponsor 10 people this month that they would be taken care of for the rest of their lives? With no question, everything would be taken care of. They'd never have a need, they'd never go hungry. They'd have houses, they'd have cars, everything would be cool, education would be taken care of. Would there be any problem? There'd be no problem. Any doubt in your mind that you could recruit the 10? No doubt in your mind. How much training would you need? When would you get started? Tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? If it was real, you get started pretty quick. You get started pretty quick. So here's what I want you to think about. Not recruiting 10 people in the next 30 days is a decision. It's not about an obstacle. It's just deciding you choose not to. It's deciding to play small. It's deciding to buy all the excuses. It's deciding to procrastinate. It's deciding to let fear win. It's deciding versus just doing it. Now, if you're in, guess what? For all of you that have already done it, what would be the best example for your existing team? Go do it one more time. Go bring in another group. Bring in the class of 2016. Show them you still got it. Right? And use that group to inspire the team versus just telling the old team what to do. You know what everybody wants to do after these conferences? Go back and inspire their dead zombie team. The Walking Dead. Dark circles under their eyes. So tell me what happened at the conference. How was the storm? I'm still here. They told me that if I didn't quit, then I'd be successful. I haven't quit. You can't make me quit. Who came up with that one? Not quitting is going to make you successful? Sorry. Tons of people just hanging out, doing nothing. You're not going to be successful just hanging out. Success isn't going to rub off on you. It's not contagious. You got to do something. Yes, not quitting is a good thing, right? Quitting is going to guarantee failure. But not quitting isn't going to guarantee success. You've got progress and perfection. You've got to keep getting progress. You've got to keep learning, growing, expanding, facing your fears every day. That's what you got to do. So guess what's the best way to inspire that team back home and I have fun with them because of the dark circles and all that stuff, because we all know what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm going to tell you. It's easier to give birth than raise the dead. Okay? It is. I spend more time on one activity than the other. Bring in the class of 2016 and let them inspire the Lazaruses of your organization that might come back. But don't fall in love with somebody else's potential and spend years there trying to encourage them to face their fears when they're not willing to do it on their own. I've fallen in love with family members' potential and keep reminding them at every family gathering what they could do and they won't. You know what I mean? Love them and let them be where they are. But, we don't change people. All we do is give people an opportunity to change themselves. But you're not going to change people. It's not going to happen. If you notice that people who need the advice most don't listen. And even at a conference like this, the person who needs to be in the room to hear that particular message is always in the hallway when it happens. Always. It just never stops. So here's what I want to have all of you commit to. If you're willing, set a goal to recruit 10 people in the next 30 days. Make an intention. You're going to recruit 10 in the next 30 days. And then tell the world that you're going to do it. Go on Facebook, tell your team, tell your upline, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. I'm doing it. Hold me accountable to me. I got Scott and Brian. We're all going to get 10. Are you in? Are you in? I'm in too. Let's do it together. All right? And 3 days from now, when you're not feeling it, what do you want me to do? You want me to remind you why we did this in the first place? Grab you by the throat and say, come on, you said you're doing it. All right, cool, let's go. Let's get together tomorrow night and let's book up our whole month. We'll send 100 texts each and see who can book up the most appointments over the course of 3 or 4 hours. Let's do it together. Let's have a competition. Whoever gets to 10 first, let's do this. Let's each of us throw in $1,000. Whoever gets to 10 first gets all 3,000. You in? All right. See what I mean? No, but have fun with it. Have some competition with it. Right? Have some, create some pain if necessary. Pain. Pain. Want me to help you with pain? I can help you. All right. Let me, Jordan, run up and grab me that microphone up there, would you? Up on the stage. Who has doubts about their ability to bring 10 people in the next 30 days? Who? Huh? I'm gonna go with you. Don't you give me any doubt, Jordan, warrior, gladiator. Knock it off. Earl? Yes. Stand up, Earl. Everybody say hi, Earl. So, Earl, let me ask you a question. Do you have an ex?
Ex?
An ex.
Like?
Ex-wife, ex-girlfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How many is a better question?
Which one do you dislike the most? Give me a name. Give me initials if you want.
Let's just say E.
E.
Yes.
E. All right. So E, there's a little bit of something there. Okay? Like drama, stuff, whatever. Issues. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Give me a financial number that would be painful for you to lose. You could lose it. It wouldn't kill you, but it would hurt.
$1,000.
$1,000. All right. Since you gave me 1,000, let's make it 2,000.
Okay.
Okay. You could do it, right? Or just hurt a little more.
Yes.
All right. Now, there's a website. We'll write this down for him. I'm going to he'll write it down for you.
Okay.
All of you can do this too. It's called stick.com. STICKK.com. It's an accountability website.
Okay.
Real simple. You're going to go in there and say, hey, my goal is to recruit 10 people into my Lifevantage business in the next 30 days. Hold me accountable to my goal, please. And you're going to put your credit card in there, and you're going to put $2,000 on the line. Okay? Now, you don't lose the money.
Okay.
If you get your 10, they've got accountability partners in there, and referees that'll make sure you hit it. And if you hit it, the money, nothing ever happens. But if you don't hit it, the 2,000 goes to your ex. You got it?
Called motivation. Yes.
Motivation, right? I want something just unthinkable. Unthinkable. Just like, oh no, that's not gonna happen. And it comes in your name.
Oh.
You know? Oh, she's gonna know it came from him.
No.
Yeah.
And that's inconceivable. She makes more money than me.
She makes more money than you. You should just send it. You know, you just have to just deal with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yes.
Okay. So will you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here's what I want you to do. Take a screenshot. Once you do it, take a screenshot and send it to me. I want a screenshot of stick.com.
Okay.
Okay? Send it to me. I want to see it. And I can't wait to check in 30 days from now. It's going to be awesome. So awesome. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, how many people are worried about Earl hitting his 10 in the next 30 days? Anybody worried? How many people think he's going to make it? All right, man. Thanks, Earl. All right, how many people are politically motivated? How many people are interested in the political race one way or the other? Okay? Rest of you liars, you are too. This is like one of those elections everybody say, no, I don't even want to talk about it. Here's all I want you to do. Go on stick.com, put a dollar figure in there for the candidate that you hate.
No!
You hate Trump? Send him $1,000. Hate Hillary? Send her $1,000. Hate them both 10,000, she said. If you hate the NRA, send them some money if you don't hit your goal. Figure out something painful. You know what I'm talking about with pain? I want it to hurt, to remind you what you need to do. He never lets me see what he puts up there. I never get to see it ever. It's like it's immediately gone. You got it? You understand? No? Well, you can decide how you're going to pay him or whatever you're going to do. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But, you know, some of you might hate Monsanto. Right? How many hate Monsanto? All right, go into stick.com, put $5,000 in there. You don't recruit 10 people, they get $5,000 more dollars. Ooh. Make it painful. Say yes, tell the world, hold yourself accountable. Get out there because we already proved that you're all capable. It's just you don't have the reasons built in because you've been trained to only operate based upon consequences. So sometimes you got to provide consequences to yourself. It's all right. And you're going to really understand your desire when you're over that keyboard going, oh boy, and you're reading your credit card number into that. This is for real now. Just got real. Just got real. So I use this for myself so many times. Your goals and your objectives, and I'm not saying you have to recruit 10 in the next 30 days. I'm saying if you choose to, what are the ways that you can hold yourself accountable to make that goal happen? How can you do it? One is to publicly proclaim it. So write that down. Publicly proclaim your intention, your commitment. Tell the entire world. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell your upline, tell your downline. Put it on Facebook. Make it happen. I use this with a guy who lives in Ireland. His name is Aidan. And Aidan, this was a year and a half ago. And we used, I asked him if he had a sports team that he hated. And he hated Liverpool. Hated Liverpool. The soccer team. Could not stand them. I said, fantastic, perfect. This was the middle of November. I said, you got till the end of January. He was sitting at this one rank for 5 years, like the very basic bottom rank for 5 years. And I said, you got to get to the second rank, level 2. The second rank you got by the end of December. Do you deserve it? Are you worthy? Are you capable? Yes? All right, fantastic. Here's the deal. If you don't do it, January 1st, your Facebook banner needs to say, I love Liverpool. You need to wear a Liverpool jersey on your Facebook photo. And you need to go to a Manchester United game against Liverpool wearing Liverpool colors because you love Manchester United. Do you accept? He says, I accept. So in 3 weeks, he went past level 2 and to level 3. He got to level 3 in his company. In 3 weeks, 5 years before it took him, he needed that external drive. So I came to their next conference in May, and I said, okay, where are you at? I'm level 3. I said, well, you know what's next? He said, level 4. I said, okay. So I gave him like 2.5 months to get to level 4, and life got in the way. This time, he didn't hit it. Same penalty. So his Facebook, he read me the text messages from his brother. He said I could forgive murder, but this is unforgivable. If people ask me from now on, I'm an only child. No joke. This was serious talk. So for 45 days, until he got that rank done, his Facebook thing was covered. He was wearing the jersey, doing all the stuff, in pain the whole time. But he did it. He was a man of his word. He said, okay, I'm going to do it. I said I was going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I went back this time. And he said that he was hiding from me, kind of, like, you know, because this was... So I said, hey, you know what's next? He said level 5. I said, no, not level 5. I'm not interested in level 5. I said, how many people did you, this was a conference that had 10,000 people. I said, how many people did you have here at this conference? He said, 8. I said, so here's what I want you to focus on for the next conference, which was in May. It's next May, yeah. In May, I said, what do you think would be an appropriate goal for you? He said, oh, I don't know, 25. I said, why don't we set a different one? Why don't we set a goal of 200? He was like, what? I said, yeah, you can do that. That's 8 people plus you, 25 a person or 20 a person, and you'll be able to make that happen and totally change your life. You'll stop crawling and you'll be able to move into another level. And I said, you prepared to do that in front of everybody? The whole room was like, yeah, you can do it, you can do it. And he was like, ah. And the whole time he was kind of doing this hem and hawing, kind of, acting small. And I thought he was just pretending. I thought he was just playing it up because of the crowd, you know? He was playing up this thing, and he wasn't pretending. And I didn't realize it until like 5, 6, 7 minutes in, he finally just burst into tears and realized how much fear he had inside his body. And how much he had to deal with it, because he was using me to be able to motivate him to get past his fear, but he needed to start to motivate himself to get past his fear. So it took maybe 15 minutes. And his team is all fired up, they're all ready to go. And he said, yes, I'll do it. Okay? And I gave him some extra incentive. I said, let me give you a positive and a negative. If you don't get it, the negative's still the Liverpool pain. But if you make it, I'll fly you and a friend from Ireland over to Las Vegas for our big GoPro Recruiting Mastery event. I'll get you VIP tickets. You know, you'll meet the celebrities, the Tony Robbins, the Richard Branson that'll be there, and I'll take care of your hotel too, if you do it, okay? It's only cost me 10 grand, but it's worth it for the story. Just the story in itself, so worth it. So finally accepted. We've been talking back and forth. He's been putting together his game plan and his strategy to be able to make this happen. He's still scared out of his mind, but he's facing his fear every single day. And I will just tell you the same thing. If you publicly proclaim this to the world, and then you figure it out as you go, you make a game plan to be able to make it happen as you go, you feel the fear and do it anyway. You come up with reasons that will cause you to act when you wouldn't act on your own. If you'll do that, then you're on your way. Another thing that will help you achieve this goal is to guard your associations, the people you spend time with. The people you're spending time with are having an impact on you, a huge impact on you. They're causing you to play small or play big. They're causing you to embrace your dreams and face your fears or run from them. So during this time, when you're setting this goal, whatever the goal is, get customers, get healthier, whatever it happens to be. During this time, make sure that you are surrounding yourself with people who will force you to stay focused on your purpose. And you're guarding yourself from people who will distract you from what you were meant to do. Okay? So you need to take inventory inside of your life and say, I can't afford to spend time with this negative influence right now. Or, I need to spend more time with positive influence right now. Hang out with people who are doing what you want to do, who have done what you want to do. Learn from them. Grow with them. See what I'm saying? During this time, make sure you're feeding your mind. You're reading things that are going to help you. You're listening to things that are going to help you. You're watching things that are going to help you. Right? You're working on your skills. You're polishing things up. Make sure during this time, you are intentional. You're surrounding yourself with greatness at all times. Another thing you can do is model successful people's behavior. Take a look at what other people did and do that. How many people have recruited 10 or more people in this room? Raise your hands, please. Take a look around. Those of you who haven't, take a look around. Grab those people and interview them. Spend all day tomorrow. Say, how'd you do it? Tell me your secret. What did you do? What did you say? How did you say it? Did you lead with the product? Did you lead with the opportunity? How did you find these people to talk to? What did you do? Be curious about how other people are doing the things that you want to do, how they did it. Okay? So examine all of this stuff. When you go through your list of what's holding you back, create a business plan to overcome that list. What if you created a business plan to overcome your fear? Some of you just need the language to be able to do what you already know how to do. What if you had a business plan that said, okay, here's how I'm not going to be afraid of the dark anymore. Here's how I'm not going to let other people, their opinions of me, impact my decisions and my actions anymore. What if I decided that I was enough? What if I decided my opinion of me is more important than anybody else's opinion of me? What if I decided that I'm going to go after this thing? I really care about this product. I really care about this company. And because I do, I'm going to grow a bigger network so more people can hear the story. I'm going to make it so. You know what I'm saying? So think about what kind of support system you're going to create for yourself in order to be able to force you to do what you're capable of doing. You're a capable guy. How many people have you recruited in your life? One. Does that represent the value that you have in this world? Not even.